the archery skill of Ambidexterity, with my special shortbow and nockless arrows. Being an ambidextrous archer refers to the ability of being able to handle a bow with both your primary hand and the opposite one. AKA, both your right and left hand can be your primary bow hand while you're accurately shooting an arrow. This November on 10, I celebrated victories and birthdays with the guys! Tacos for everyone! Drinks for everyone! Especially me! After a bad hangover, I was able to continue with today's video, so enjoy! Switching your primary handling in between your hands is extremely challenging, as your entire brain has to readjust your movements. The truth is that you're good at what you're training at. Let's use me as an example for the following points. I'm right-handed, so I have been training all my life in that certain way of shooting a bow and arrow. My left hand, though, has remained completely untrained all these years when it comes to the subject of holding an arrow on the string. For me, it is even more challenging since my arrows are nockless, and a great amount of skill is required to use them properly. So why would I do this to myself when I'm obviously struggling? What is the reason anyone would want to be ambidextrous? First, I'll contradict myself by expressing why I shouldn't care to be ambidextrous. You've been training for years to achieve your skills with your normal hand. To actually achieve the same level with the other hand would require, if not the same amount of years, then at least half of them. It's an entirely new hand you're trying to teach, and it's not like it's going to ever surpass your main hand. Practically, I can't think of something that you wouldn't be able to achieve with your main hand in battle. Hunting is out of the picture entirely. You want a certain clean shot with your main hand. Now, training with both hands as a beginner might do it if you're extremely talented, but I would argue that this would confuse you early on, and it would end up holding you back. And now let me tell you why you should become ambidextrous. I have 4 main reasons in mind. The first one is a rare and very specialized battle case: mounted archery and the surrounding directions of your targets. Being on a horse, or, I don't know, a Humvee, would restrict your movement, so if you are able to switch hands, then your shooting would be much more comfortable. To unpack that theme a little more, I spoke about restricted movement. If you're squeezed in narrow corridors, for example, you'll praise God that you trained to be ambidextrous. Nothing can hold you down. You're a fighting machine, even if only a little finger is available to you. The second reason is intelligence. You're forcing your brain to form a clone. You're becoming a dual-core processor. You're literally training to have 2 brains. Your thoughts flow faster, your mind recovers faster, and the new neuron connections open up doors for a wider problem-solving capacity. Say bye-bye to getting stuck in your own mind. The third reason is about teaching others. The most obvious example would be having left-handed students. But there is much more. Did you ever have the following thought? If I knew back then what I know now, I would have done things so much better. In a way, you can feel how that would be by trying ambidexterity. Once again, you're a total beginner, but with the entire knowledge of the subject. The great majority of your skill is not knowledge of the mind, but muscle memory. If you're an archery instructor with students, I definitely recommend becoming ambidextrous. You will experience being both the teacher and the student firsthand. Even though you know the entire theory, your body fails to follow, as if you're a total newbie. Suddenly, you realize one by one all the little steps you do by instinct, but never really pinpointed out. Analyzing your own self like that will give you a much better insight on your students and what detail they're missing to progress. And the fourth and most important reason is, what the frick not, bruh? Yellow and shit, man. Are you doing anything more important? Conclusion. It won't hurt you if you try it. Be prepared to be frustrated a whole lot with it. So don't get disappointed if you don't see fast results. If you decide that you want to master it, know that it needs dedication and a lot of time. You're building muscle memory from the start. That takes practice. Practice and practice. To reprogram my left hand, I went home and used a very light PVC bow at a close distance to repeatedly shoot my arrows. This way I'm becoming used to the handling before struggling with the bow strength. Also, if you end up dropping the skill, it's okay. It's not vital, but it's a big plus in your arsenal. Brian, this guy, has pretty much done it. He walked the walk and has fully mastered it, so you should use him as a successful example. This was today's rampageous yapping in your ears. Thanks for watching me struggle in my journey to master the technique. So see you when I'm better at it, for a part 2.